Good morning, members. It is Friday, November 29th. Hopefully, everybody had a great Thanksgiving yesterday. And today's going to be an early day. The markets close at 1 p.m. Eastern for Black Friday and for Thanksgiving holiday. Anyways, let's jump into the charts here. Here we've got the SP 500 futures chart. This is the 30-minute chart going back several weeks. You can see here we've had continuation to the upside, and more or less yesterday the markets pushed a little bit higher. If we look over here, you can see we had a little gap up. Futures traded yesterday, so we had a little move to the upside. Overall, I've got a green dotted line here where our next target will be. Our target 2 should reach right up around this level. And if we do get a rally today, we had a nice little move here, a little consolidation yesterday, and if we see a continuation, we should blast through that level, trigger another profit target, and we'll be removing about a third of our position and possibly tightening our stops next week as the market continues to move higher. Now, taking a look at the overall futures charts, you can see where we are this morning, the intraday. This is this week's price action, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and yesterday we saw the market have a little pop, push to new highs in overnight trading and pre-market. This morning we've seen it pull back a little bit to Wednesday's close. It's had bounced back up. It's now pushing up, testing these new highs again. Market's up only fractionally, but overall it's trading up at new highs, and I think we could see higher prices today. Now keep in mind it is a short session and volume should be a light volume typically favors higher prices, and simply most of the big guys have done all their rebalancing. You can see these strong drops over the last week here. That's more or less everybody kind of rebalancing, locking in profits before the weekend. I think all the big volume selling likely done, and I think it's just going to be a trickle of investors just buying. The natural tendency for the market is to go higher. So when we have light volume, we should see it slowly inch its way higher. But we'll see how things unfold. Overall, we're testing new highs, and hopefully we'll actually reach a profit target this morning and be able to lock in more profits. Now, just taking a look at the actual market sentiment, this is a 200-day moving average chart. This is our stocks trading above the 200-day. Now, this type of chart here we're looking at, this is a very slow moving chart, and this here shows that 74% of stocks are trading above their 200-day moving average. Now, once it gets above the 75 area, that's when we've got to start paying attention for some market tops to form, and so we still have some time to go. And because this is stocks trading over the 200-day moving average, this can take several more bars to get up into that area and top out. Now, to kind of zoom in a little bit closer, here's the stocks trading over the 50-day moving average, and this is a little more of a shorter time frame, and you can see this is the overbought zone there. So we actually still have quite a bit of distance for stocks to get overbought on this basis, showing that we've likely got another couple weeks to go before that happens. And zooming in even closer, if we go to stocks, this is a different chart. This is stocks trading above the 20-day moving average, and this level here we're still a ways away from it topping out. Now, when you notice when it gets into the overbought territory, it can take a couple weeks for it to lose momentum and start to fall. So going through all those three charts on the different time frames shows that we still have likely several weeks before the market tops out, and that falls in line perfectly with Christmas. We usually see an end of the Santa Claus rally, and market will move up, and then come January, I think we could really see a sharp correction, a lot of profit taking, a lot of rebalancing going on. So it's going to be interesting to see how that unfolds, but overall still bullish in the market. All these charts are still pointing to higher prices. The trend is still up, and buying just continues to drive prices higher. Now, if we take a look, let's just jump into the charts here. This is the UUP, mimics the US dollar index. It's a 4-hour chart zooming back several months. You can see it goes all the way back to August. Now, if we just take a look at this price action, you can see we've had a nice move to the upside. It's been consolidating. We do have this, we have a downtrend line that was coming down on a bigger picture down something like this. and we've got a support level right across here where these two previous pivot highs formed. So we've had a nice impulse wave to the upside. It's continued to consolidate here. Hopefully we'll get some traction and we'll see the second half of this move all the way up to the 2230, which would be the measured move. Also happens to be very clean pivot point from previous highs and previous breakdowns. So that's kind of what we're looking for, and we're actually positioned long in here looking for a pop to the upside. Now we do have a very tight stop right under these previous pivot lows, so if price drops down, we'll be getting out there for a very marginal loss, less than 1%. But overall, the upside potential here looks good, and hopefully we'll get that pop in the dollar. Now taking a look at energies, here is the 4-hour chart of crude oil. Continues to chop around down at these lower support zones. We had some good selling earlier in the week, and now we're seeing it test that lower level. Overall, we still want to see a big washout low here. This was a nice wave of selling, but we really want to see a strong wave of selling and strong recovery very quickly, and that will be a nice reversal candle on the daily chart. We have yet to have that, but we're keeping our eye on energies for that play to set up. Now taking a look at natural gas, this is a weekly chart of natural gas. This is a pretty big picture here. This is zooming back several years. This pattern here, we got a possible pretty big head and shoulders pattern that could be playing out. Neckline right across here, and if that does play out, we could see natural gas have a pretty sharp correction to the downside. Now that being said, if we just zoom in a little bit more here and look at this recent price action and just connect some highs and lows, we've got this broadening formation. And you can see we're starting to get up into this overbought territory for natural gas. So overall, not looking to really do anything yet. Natural gas is a very neutral chart. If anything, I'd be more inclined. We've got that big storm rolling through. Obviously, that is helping lift natural gas. There's going to be a lot of heating bills and a lot of usage, but overall I think we're going to see natural gas probably hold up here for a little bit more, but I think we're going to eventually see it pull back down at least to the middle end of this range, and it consolidated. And depending on how the price action plays out, if we do get a big pop and a sharp reversal to the downside, we may take a play because there is potential all the way down to the middle and possibly the lower end of this range again. Now taking a look at precious metals, here is the gold chart. If you look here, this is we're having a little bit of a bounce here the last couple of days. It's becoming choppy, like it's trying to find a bottom. Overall, still in a downtrend, but we've got a clean resistance, more or less. You could draw it right across this level here. We've got a pivot low, more or less another pivot low breakdown, and we're consolidating under this level. Wouldn't be surprised if we see gold and silver have a little bit of a pop. They have been under pressure for a while. It's starting to threaten here a breakout to the upside. It's broken the downtrend line, and now it's got upper resistance to contend with. But overall, really, again, not a whole lot of volume the last little few sessions with the holidays, and it naturally favors higher prices. Now, if we take a look at silver, here is the 4-hour chart of silver. Same thing, we're starting to see a little bit of a pop. Gold and silver both up about 1% and change this morning. Gold miners are up about 1% and change. Again, oversold, starting to bounce, trying to find some bottom here, and we could see a relief bounce back up. Now taking a look at miners, here's the 4-hour chart of GDX, and you can see same thing, we're starting to get a little bit of bouncy down here. It does look like we've had somewhat of a measured move. We've had a move to the downside, pause, but a simple another measured move to the downside. Is starting to get a little bit long in the teeth here and ready for a bounce, and we could easily see a bounce back up from 22 to 23. This is going to be a pretty key level. We do have a little bit of a pause and breakdown, but we've got a significant pivot back here, and it could go all the way up to this 2350, which is more or less through this consolidation and the more recent pivot low, which will act more as resistance. And again, you can connect some highs depending how price plays out somewhere in this area. Now taking a look at bonds this morning, 4-hour chart of bonds, you can see this is the continuous contract. It shows a big move to the downside. If we pull up the TLT ETF or the TBT, you can just see it's really not having an effect on those at this time. It's really more or less a continuous contract rollover move. But overall, bonds continue to be in a downtrend and trying to form a basing pattern. Anyways, that's it for this morning, and I'll talk to you in a little bit. Bye-bye.